Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak directly to the women of this generation and the next. Relationships are one of the most profound ways we experience the beauty of life. They shape us, refine us, and often reflect the depths of our character. But within this beauty, there are also challenges that demand discernment, wisdom, and courage. As you navigate the sacred journey of companionship, there are things you must never compromise or overlook. Let me share a truth that is as old as time. A woman's values are her crown. They are not just personal preferences or momentary convictions, they are the essence of who she is. They define her path, inform her decisions, and reveal her character to the world. When a woman chooses to neglect her values for the sake of validation, she begins to lose the foundation that makes her unique and powerful. Imagine this: when you compromise what you stand for to fit into someone else's mold, you are trading gold for glitter. Validation from a man who does not respect your principles is fleeting. It may soothe the heart momentarily, but it will never bring you the lasting fulfillment that comes from living authentically. The very essence of love and partnership is rooted in authenticity, not pretense. If you bend and break your values to gain attention or approval, you will find yourself constantly adjusting, constantly sacrificing, and ultimately losing sight of the woman you were created to be. A man who is worthy of your heart will see your values as a treasure to be honored, not an inconvenience to be negotiated. He will celebrate your strength, not shy away from it. He will understand that your standards are not obstacles, but guardrails that protect the sacredness of your identity. Such a man will be drawn not just to your beauty or your charm, but to the light within you that refuses to dim for anyone else's comfort. Yet there are voices in the world today that whisper lies into the ears of women: lower your standards or you'll end up alone. These lies are dangerous, for they tempt you to forsake your inner compass. But loneliness is not found in standing alone for what is right. It is found in losing yourself in someone who does not cherish you for who you are. True partnership is not born from compromise, but from alignment of values, vision, and purpose. Ladies, I urge you to stand firm in who you are. The validation you seek does not lie in the hands of a man, it lies within you. When you respect yourself, you teach others to do the same. When you uphold your values, you attract people who share your vision and honor your worth. You set the tone for the relationship, declaring that love must be built on mutual respect, not on the sacrifice of one person's dignity. Understand this: you are not called to adjust your light to fit into someone else's shadow. You are called to shine brightly, to lead with grace, and to remain steadfast in your convictions. The right man will see that light and recognize that he has found something rare, something precious, something worth building with, not something to break down or control. So guard your values as you would a priceless jewel. They are the markers of your destiny, the evidence of your identity, and the compass that will lead you to the love you deserve. Never trade them for validation, for when you do, you trade the eternal for the temporary, the meaningful for the meaningless. And the price of such a trade is far too high. As we delve deeper into this vital conversation, let us confront an idea that has been misinterpreted, misunderstood, and misapplied for far too long. Submission in a relationship is not surrender. It is not the abandonment of your identity, nor is it the forfeiture of your voice. True submission is a partnership, a harmonious dance where both individuals move in unison toward a shared vision with mutual respect and understanding at its core. Too often, women are told that to submit means to shrink, to yield to every whim, and to diminish their presence for the sake of a man's ego. But this is not submission, it is surrender. And surrendering who you are to appease another person is not a virtue, it is a tragedy. You were not created to be a shadow, merely reflecting the desires and dreams of another. You were designed to stand as an equal, a partner, and a force of strength and wisdom. True submission acknowledges the unique roles that each person plays in a relationship, but it never negates individuality. It is a choice made from a position of strength, not weakness. It says, I trust you, and I will walk with you. But it does not say, I will lose myself for you. A man worthy of such trust understands this distinction. He will not demand your silence, but will treasure your voice. He will not suppress your brilliance, but will celebrate it as a vital part of the relationship's success. When a woman confuses submission with surrender, she risks losing the very qualities that make her indispensable. Her insights, her intuition, her courage, all these are needed to shape and strengthen the bond between two people. A man may lead in some areas, but it is often the woman's wisdom that directs his leadership, ensuring that his steps align with purpose and vision. The submission that springs from this dynamic is not oppressive, it is empowering because it thrives on mutual dependence and shared accountability. Consider the power of a well-balanced partnership. Imagine a woman who knows her worth and chooses to stand beside a man, not behind him. Her submission is not a concession of defeat, but a declaration of trust. She knows that her strength complements his, and together they form a union capable of achieving extraordinary things. This is submission at its finest, a beautiful act of balance and unity, far removed from the distortion of surrender. Ladies, if a man asks for your submission, evaluate the foundation upon which his request stands. Is it built on love, respect, and vision, or is it rooted in control and insecurity? A man who understands the true meaning of leadership will never demand that you diminish yourself to make him feel bigger. He will inspire your submission by earning it, proving through his actions that he values you as his partner, his equal, and his most trusted ally. So I urge you to hold on to your strength and discernment. Submission is not the loss of yourself, but the blending of your strengths with his. Let your submission be an act of partnership, not a sacrifice of your identity. Stand tall, speak boldly, and always remember you were not created to surrender. You were created to thrive. In the intricate dance of relationships, love is often celebrated as the pinnacle of connection. Songs are written about it, poetry exalts it, and many spend their lives in pursuit of it. Yet there is something far more essential to the foundation of any meaningful relationship, something often overlooked but vital: respect. Love may ignite the flame, but respect is the steady fuel that keeps it burning. To trade respect for love is to gamble the very essence of what makes a partnership thrive. When you find yourself in a relationship where love is professed but respect is absent, you are walking a dangerous path. Love without respect quickly becomes hollow. It begins to erode the foundation of trust, leaving you questioning your worth. A man who says he loves you but dismisses your opinions, belittles your dreams, or ignores your boundaries is not offering love at all. He is offering control disguised as affection. True love does not demand that you shrink so that another can feel tall. True love empowers, uplifts, and cherishes. Respect is not merely about words, it is reflected in actions. A man who respects you listens with intention, values your contributions, and supports your individuality. He recognizes that you are not an accessory to his life, but a partner in every sense of the word. Without respect, love becomes a fleeting emotion, passionate one day, indifferent the next. Respect, however, is steadfast. It grows roots that anchor a relationship through storms and seasons. Some women, in their yearning for love, make the tragic mistake of tolerating disrespect. They rationalize poor behavior, telling themselves that love will eventually conquer all. But let me tell you, this love that is not undergirded by respect will not stand. It will falter under the weight of unmet needs and unspoken hurts. Disrespect, even in its smallest forms, is like a seed. Left unchecked, it grows into something that consumes the joy, peace, and trust that love was meant to nurture. A relationship rooted in respect requires boundaries, and it is up to you to establish and maintain them. Boundaries are not barriers, they are safeguards that protect your dignity and worth. They communicate to a man that while you desire love, you will not accept it at the expense of your self-respect. A man worthy of your time and affection will not see your boundaries as a challenge, but as a guide for how to love you better. Ladies, I urge you to never settle for a relationship that asks you to choose between being loved and being respected. The two are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they are inseparable in any relationship of true value. Do not mistake grand gestures of affection for genuine honor. Pay attention to how a man treats you when no one is watching, how he speaks of you to others, and how he handles conflict. These moments reveal his respect for you more than any words ever could. To love and be loved is a beautiful thing, but to be loved with respect is transformative. It allows you to flourish, to grow, and to be your authentic self without fear of judgment or rejection. You deserve nothing less than a relationship where respect and love walk hand in hand, strengthening each other with every step. So I challenge you, women of purpose and power, to hold fast to your worth. Never trade respect for love, for when love is rooted in respect, it not only endures but thrives, becoming the kind of connection that honors your spirit and fulfills your soul. As we journey through the delicate dance of relationships, it is vital to recognize that while love can connect two hearts, it must never dissolve two identities. One of the gravest mistakes we can make is to become overly dependent on someone else emotionally, mentally, or even spiritually. A relationship is a partnership, not a lifeline. It is not a place where one person thrives while the other diminishes, but rather a union where both individuals flourish. Dependency often starts subtly. It begins with small compromises that seem innocent, even endearing. Perhaps you find yourself consistently deferring your dreams to support his, or maybe you start to silence your voice to keep the peace. Slowly, you might allow his preferences to shape your choices, what you wear, who you spend time with, even how you view yourself. At first, it feels like love, but over time, this pattern of dependency can erode your confidence, your creativity, and your sense of self. A truly fulfilling relationship is built on the foundation of two whole individuals. Wholeness means you know who you are, you recognize your worth, and you understand that your value is not tied to another person's approval or presence. A man who respects and loves you will never ask you to shrink yourself to fit into his world. He will celebrate your strengths, your ambitions, and your unique purpose. He will encourage you to stand tall, not because he fears losing you, but because he knows that when you shine, the partnership is stronger. Over-dependency also stifles growth. When you lean too heavily on another person, you deny yourself the opportunity to develop resilience, to solve problems, and to discover your own capacity for greatness. It is in the moments when you stand on your own 2 feet, when you tackle challenges, pursue dreams, and overcome fears that you become the best version of yourself. This strength doesn't just benefit you, it enriches the relationship. A partnership thrives when both individuals bring their full selves to the table, each contributing their unique gifts, insights, and energy. Dependency may feel safe, but it is an illusion. Life is unpredictable. And the only person you can truly rely on to navigate its twists and turns is yourself. This is not to say you should reject support or refuse to lean on your partner in times of need. Healthy interdependence is vital, but it must be balanced with self-reliance. When you know you can stand on your own, you approach the relationship from a place of strength rather than fear. You love freely, not because you need him, but because you choose him. Ladies, remember this: your identity is a treasure. Guard it fiercely. Bring your whole self into your relationships, not a diminished version of who you were created to be. In doing so, you not only honor yourself, but also create the foundation for a relationship that is strong, dynamic, and enduring. When it comes to building a meaningful and lasting relationship, growth is non-negotiable. A man who refuses to grow is not just stagnant, he becomes a weight, a limitation, an anchor pulling you away from the potential you are destined to reach. Growth, both individually and as a partnership, is the heartbeat of a thriving relationship. Without it, what may begin as a vibrant connection will wither into complacency, frustration, and eventual disconnect. You see, life is constantly moving. It's like a river, always flowing forward, always carving new paths. In this journey, growth is the evidence of life itself. A man who is unwilling to grow reveals his inability to embrace responsibility, adapt to change, or strive for more. And yet so many women choose to ignore this critical truth, hoping against hope that time or their own efforts will transform him. Let me tell you plainly, growth cannot be imposed. It must be a choice, a commitment born from within. A man who refuses to grow will resist accountability. He will blame circumstances, people, or even you for his lack of progress. His dreams will remain as words spoken in moments of passion, but never carried into action. Watch carefully for these signs, not with judgment, but with discernment. A man who is unwilling to grow will often resent your growth. He will feel threatened by your success instead of celebrating it. He will perceive your independence not as a strength, but as a challenge to his own insecurities. True love does not stagnate, it elevates. A man who loves you will not only grow himself, but will actively encourage and support your own growth. He will challenge you in the best of ways, inspire you to reach higher, and walk alongside you in the pursuit of purpose. This kind of partnership is not found in complacency, but in mutual accountability, shared vision, and the courage to grow together. Growth is often uncomfortable. It demands change, humility, and sacrifice. But the discomfort of growth is far better than the pain of staying where you do not belong. A man who grows will face his fears, confront his weaknesses, and strive to become better, not just for himself, but for those he loves. Such a man will lead, not because he is superior, but because he understands the weight of responsibility and the power of example. Ladies, do not ignore the signs. A man's willingness to grow is not just a reflection of his character, it is a testament to his readiness to commit to something greater than himself. Your time, your energy, your heart are far too precious to be invested in a place where growth is absent. Choose wisely and never settle for less than a partner who is as committed to his own growth as he is to yours. Ladies and gentlemen, as we reflect on these principles, let us remember that relationships are not just about companionship, they are about partnership, growth, and purpose. To the women here today, you are not simply a supporter, a helper, an addition to a man's life. You are a reflection of strength, wisdom, and value. You were created to thrive, to elevate, and to bring out the best in yourself and those around you. Do not compromise your standards, your vision, or your worth for the sake of acceptance. A man who truly deserves your heart will recognize your greatness and rise to meet it. He will not shrink in the face of growth, but will embrace it, knowing that love flourishes when both individuals are committed to becoming their best selves. So stand firm in your values, love boldly but love wisely, and never ever settle for anything less than a partnership that honors who you are and the future you are building. The world needs your light, your influence, and your strength. Choose relationships that amplify that light, not diminish it. Thank you.